Hello, welcome to Dream Team Scout. This is your boy Tage for another episode on the Sun Dream Team Fantasy Game Week 11 tips. Um, Hopefully you guys had a good week. Loads of people had a good week. I feel like the differential this week with people's teams, and I noticed going through Twitter and different leagues I'm in, are the captain differentials. People captain Salah, people captain Fernandez. All of these players, it makes a difference. People captaining Solanke, and it just makes you realize that Haaland ain't about the biz no more. Do you see what I'm saying? So anyway, this game week I scored 87 points. You can see that on the left hand side of the screen. I don't want to waste too much time talking about my team. I'll be talking about my transfer intentions at the end of the episode. But let's not waste too much time. Let's just dig into my player tips for this game week. First player on the roster, I would say Diaz is 4.4 million. He should go up by 300k. Scored 24 points this game week. The 1 point against Brighton. Then my guy got 23 points against Bologna, which was a hat trick basically. He's got 110 points. His average is 7.3. His best performing points was on the back of this game week where he scored 23 points. They've got Aston Villa, which on paper would say is a tough game, but like I said, about Diaz, 3 goals in his last game week and facing the Aston Villa team who have conceded 4 in the last 3 games and without a win in 3. So Villa they don't inspire me with confidence with regards to keeping a clean sheet. So I do expect Diaz to turn up, and I think Slot has found a formula in fitting Gappo and Diaz in the same team. So hopefully that for people thinking Diaz might get rested, and then Gappo might start. I think he will play both. So like I did say, it's a buy and hold sort of situation. So if you are going to bring in Diaz, he's going to go up in price. Number one, he's got Aston Villa who are conceding goals, and then they go Southampton game week 12 after the international break, and then Real Madrid. So it's worth a shout bringing in Diaz. Definitely worth a shout. But if you are going to go for an alternative, is Gappo is 4.3, 100k cheaper. He should and scored a total of 92 points. His game week 10 points was 18, so not bad either. He's averaging 5.3, and his best performing points is 20. So I ever wanted to these two guys got the ability to really rack up the points in one game. So, but if I had to pick between both of them, I would say Diaz. That's the pick for me anyway. But I don't know what your pick is. But I would say definitely Diaz. But if you probably need 100k somewhere and you want to go for an alternative, then Gappo might be your man. Okay. And then moving forward, I would say Brennan Johnson for Tottenham is 3.8 million. He scored 14 points this game week. I'm expecting his funds to probably go by probably 100k at least, 200k at most. He scored 9 points for Villa and 5 points against Galatasaray. He scored against Villa, assisted against Galatasaray tonight. He's got a total of 100 points. He's averaging 6.3 points, which is not bad. His best performing points is 11. That's the only thing with Johnson. It gets you that 11 points and 10 points and 9 points. It doesn't rack up points like other players do, like, Bruno did the other day, or I just feel that's the only letdown with Brennan Johnson. But they've got Ipswich in game week 11, and then game week 12 they've got Man City and Roma now. Those are 2 tough fixtures. So with that in mind, I'm expecting you, if you're going to bring in Johnson, maybe just to, just for game week 11. So like I've said, keep him for game week 11. But a goal and assist in his last 2 games shows a player back to somewhat his best after the last 2 subpar game weeks where his returns were a bit meaty. And if you are thinking of an alternative, if you don't have 3.8 million, then you could go for a Kuliveski. Its value should go down by 100k, which is the downside to it. He's got a total of points of 73. He's averaging 4.6. His best performing points was 13, and his game week 10 points is 7. So not the best going into this game, but it's which that game is going to be open. Spurs do attack, and so I do see a lot of points being racked up on there. And then also sticking on the theme of Spurs, we got Solanke, who's 4 million. His funds should go up by 300k because my guy got 29 points this game week, and wow, why didn't I see that? And people were captaining him. You know, he scored 21 points against Villa with the brace, and then 8 points against Galatasaray, but coming on for like 24 minutes to score a goal. He's got a total of 93 points. He's averaging 6.6 now. His best performing points were just this last game week. They've got Ipswich on the weekend. He's definitely worth him with just bringing him in just for this game alone. But remember, guys, when you're bringing in this player, you should have a contingency plan to say, okay, cool, I'm bringing in this player, and I'm gonna, bring him in for a different player. But he's gone up in value as well. It's worth a shout. It's what the one game week. Just treat it like his FPL. So I would say with him, buy and hold for just the game week 11 because I don't fancy Spurs. Did I say Spurs against? They're playing Man City and Roma. Have I got that correct? I think I've got that wrong. I've actually got that wrong. What did I get? Man City and Roma. Spurs playing Man City and Roma. That is so wrong. I'm out here feeding wrong information. Let me sort this out. Let me get my bearings right, peoples, because I'm surprised. Spurs and Roma. Am I bugging? 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 Oh, I am right. Man City and Roma. Not Man City. I am right. Man City and Roma. So I was correct. I was bugging. Okay, cool. So they've got Man City and Roma then. Game week 12. So like I said, I spent so much time trying to figure out my mess. Just keep them for game week 11. Okay. And then we're looking at. Then I'll move on to Bruno Fernandes. He's 5.9 million. It should go up by 300k. Game week 10 points. He scored 21 points in total. 14 against Chelsea. Missed on captain this guy again. 7 against Pantana. POAK. I can't pronounce the name. He scored a total of 94 points. Average is 6.3 now. Best performing points. Is 18 so far this season. Game week 11, United got Leicester, and then game week 12 they got Ipswich and whatever team in Bordeaux. I can't pronounce the name properly. Listen, Bruno, he's back to his best now. He's got 39 points in his last 3 games. A goal and assist in his last 2 games is a timely reminder of of what he's capable of, and I feel like he's definitely worth with a shout. If you want to swap him for Foden, please feel free to do so. You probably get 100k in the bank, and his fund should increase in value. But I'll definitely say he's definitely in with a good shout. An alternative would be Garnacho, who is 3.8 million. Didn't have the best of game weeks this week. Scored only 6 points. We know his total points is 100, so more than Bruno. And then Ahmad scored 2 goals just tonight. So I don't know if he's going to start, but we do know Bruno's going to definitely start. He's the captain. So if you were leaning towards bringing in a player, I would probably say more likely Bruno as opposed to Garnacho. And the fixture runs are great. Or if you could have both, why not? Some people do in the teams, and they're laughing. And then I ain't really done defenders in a minute now, but because right now everyone's just conceding right, left, and center. But I would say United, the fixture run, serves an exciting prospect for us to sort of consider some defenders if you want to make some defensive tweaks. I would say Dalot is 4.2 million, should increase by 100k. Game week 10 points, 12, 3 against Chelsea, 9 against Panathinaikos. He scored a total of 82, averaging 5.1 points, not the best. Best performing points 11, not the best, but like I've said, the next 3 games are easier fixtures for United, one would assume. So I would say if you are going to bring in Dalot and take this advice, you buy and hold him for the next 2 game weeks at least. Alternatively, you could go for someone cheaper, Mazraoui on 3.5, who scored more points than Dalot this game week on night. He scored 19 points as opposed to Dalot's 12. His best performing points is 10. Dalot beats him by 1 point. He's averaging 5 points per game week. Dalot's 5.1. So they're quite similar. They have similar returns, and they got similar returns, similar total points. And Mazraoui is about 70 to 800k cheaper, and he should increase more in value this game week. So same with a shout, guys. You got the information there for you, or you can go for double Man United. Who knows? But I would say, yeah, the Man United runner fixture would be the only one that just gives me a bit of confidence that they could keep a clean sheet. And they did keep one tonight against Chelsea. It was one when they looked a bit more solid. Arsenal right now, I know, in a good place, and they're playing Chelsea. Man City look like they concede every game. That's a given. Aston Villa are a mess. And then Liverpool might be the only one that, if you want to probably go over there to Liverpool, but Aston Villa might nick a goal. They might wake up. Who knows? And then moving on from Dallo of Man United, we got Foden. It was on 6 million. Probably think it should go about 100k. Scored 16 points this game week. Now, sorry by the way, guys, I got a cold, so if you hear me sniffing and doing all of that, do apologize. He scored 6 points against Bournemouth and 10 against Sporting. He scored a total of 70 points, averaging 5.4, which is better than the other people, the Fernandes and stuff that I recommended earlier. Best performing points is 14. They've got Brighton, so Brighton is a tough game. Brighton do play good football, but then Brighton could capitulate easily as well if pressed. And then game week 12, Man City got Tottenham and Feyenoord. So that's that's a good one for Foden to carry on his form. Like I said, 16 points in the past game week, and it seems to be the only City player in a bit of good form because everyone is just doing nonsense. Gundogan, all of them. Nunes done his little thing. Savinho, nobody really inspires great returns when you look at the Man City midfield. So, and Haaland is just misfiring right now as well. Oh, so that's just the annoying part to this. So those would be the players so far. And then if we're trying to just think outside the box, and because we're targeting just the one game week, then you might go for Cunha for Wolves, who I don't see a price rise for him this game week, but he scored the 8 points in slot this game week. The assist against Crystal Palace, he's got a total of 70 points. He's averaging 6.8 points, which is amazing considering he's not even playing Champions League or any other European football. His best performing points is 12. He's got Southampton the game week 11, so that should be an open game. Both teams should go for it because they are threatened with relegation. But here's the piece of information I need to leave you guys with on Cunha. My guy's got 35 points in his last 4 games. He's worth a week punt. 35 points. Playing for Wolves, 35 points. You want to do the maths on that? 35 divided by 4. Come on now. That's at least 8 point something points per game week. That's like a goal. Guaranteed a goal and maybe bonus points. I would say, for him, buy and hold for game week 11 only. So that would be my tips this game week with regards to game week 11 tips. So just to quickly run through that is Cunha, Foden, Dallo, Fernandes, Solanke, Johnson and Diaz, and that is the small pool. Obviously Haaland and Salah goes without mentioning because you should have these guys in your team. They're like default picks. And then these are the pool of players that you should be looking into this game week. As for my intentions, let us see. My intentions is, so you could see my team. Let me just get my team up again. Okay, cool. So you can see my team. I've got Saka, Garnacho, Trossard, and Nunez in midfield. Havertz, Haaland, Salah, Lewis, Hall, Gavidi, and Leno. Hall has been good recently, giving me loads of points and increasing in value, so he remains. Man City looking like they can't keep clean sheets. Fulham don't keep clean sheets. But in midfield is that what really worries me with the return of Trossard. His returns in his last few games. Just looking at my team. He's got 2 points, 3 points, 1 point, 3 points. It's just awful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 6 games, my guy has got me 5, 6, 9 points in 5 games, not good enough. So he's one that I'll be swapping out straight away for a Johnson, just to put my hat in, just to put my hat in the in the bowl for, or for the Spurs game against Ipswich. And then in midfield, I don't know if I've got enough. So if I make that change, we just do that. If I do Trossard out for Johnson, I don't know who might. I don't know if I got enough, and then I might do. I don't know, Nunes. I don't know if Nunes survives. Then I might do Havertz for a Bruno Fernandes, to bring him in. So that will be Haaland and Salah up top. Havertz has not really done it much for me recently. And his returns in the last few games has been poor. So yeah, so that is my thinking around. That's the first glance on my team. Or I might look to move out Nunes. I know he's had his run at Man City, but I think he might get dropped this weekend because playing on the left wing don't really cut it for City. So I could do, Trossard out and Nunes out for Johnson and Diaz. So yeah, just stuff to play with. So that's around my thinking. So it's either Johnson and Diaz or Johnson and Fernandes. Either one of those two am I gonna pick? Who knows? But that's my thinking around that. I could only make 2 changes. The rest of the players are staying in my team, unfortunately. So I could double up on the Man United and with Bruno and Garnacho in one team against Leicester, and then I could have Johnson in midfield, and who knows, or I could have Diaz and Johnson, and it's just that Diaz faces a tough game against Villa, but I still fancy him to come up tops. Definitely their goal, because the Villa defense right now is just awful. So yeah, that's my thinking, guys. As for your captain this game week, I would say take the risk. That's how you're gonna make the points. That's how you're gonna bridge the gap. I think we've been playing it too safe. Haaland every week. Don't really cut it. Like, I'm seeing loads of people doing different captains for this game week. I say put your hat. Who knows? Solanke, they're playing Ipswich. I say United, they're playing Leicester. Fernandes, they could get a penalty. Like, Salah playing Villa. Villa have been a mess, conceding goals. No wins in 3. Haaland against Brighton. I don't know. So like I said, in fact, I could go on fire and say, if you're thinking of captains this game week, I'll probably say Salah against Villa. And then I would say, Fernandes against Leicester. And then, Solanke against Ipswich. So, that's my 3 shout, But, anyway, guys, like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching the channel, as always. I know I do release my videos late, and these are down to because I got work commitments. I was trying to see how I could get these videos out a bit early, but at this point in time, I've not been able to do so. But it is what it is. Dream Team Scout, over and out.